And the man, hello. You know what? I've totally forgot about that message. Something about my fleshy phallus. Caught me by surprise. My bad. To be fair though, this thing is well, it's looking better now, but when I first started this project, it was quite TOS questionable. All right. I think we're good to go. Oh dear. Did I mess up my hold on one second. All right. I wanted to make sure I have my settings right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Anyway, happy Friday. We made it. Another week down. Good job, guys. I'm proud of you. We are going to be continuing day 3 of our creepy candle sculpt. Today, we're going to be doing some more wrinkling, wrinkle details. I got to do some smoothing on that top portion we added yesterday. And a lot of wrinkle detail, though, so we'll see how far we can get today. A lot of smoothing, a lot of blending, all that good stuff. And I've got some temporary wrinkle detail added there. All of this needs blended, with the exception, of course, of what we did yesterday. But I got some on there just kind of as a general layout as far as what I want to do. But I still very much plan on being well into the painting phase next week. We may have a day or two of sculpting next week, still ahead of us, but just kind of depends on how much we get done today. Might have a finishing up, on Monday, and then get into painting. But before we get started, you know what? I don't need to. I'll just sprinkle a dab of ISO in here, get a paper towel and wipe this out. There's some green residue in there from paint. I don't want that mixing. We already got enough. I mean, it doesn't matter, but we already have enough staining on here from that other paintbrush. So give me 1 second. And today we've got an 80s, 90s, wait, is it 70s, 80s, and 90s playlist running, so. A little bit of variation. Hopefully there's no freaking Hanson Mbop in this. The last 2 days they've caught us. Certainly something. Yeah, so this is the original. I did this guy about a year ago. He's one of my favorite sculpts. He was pretty simple, and this one's going to be, like, looking at it now, there's things that I would have liked to have spent more time on, some things I would have done differently. That's kind of the idea with this guy. He's going to be much more detailed. Spending a lot more. When I started the YouTube channel with sculpting and everything, and I met folks like Mr. Andy Mecca here on Twitch, I was always kind of like, man, I don't know that I could stream sculpting. I feel like I would never get anything done, but I'm striking a balance there for sure. But not only that, I'm finding it's actually kind of making me spend more time on the details, and that's certainly a benefit. I won't be doing nearly as many projects as I was, but that's perfectly fine by me. I went a little bit too hard that first year with the YouTube channel. Ultimately kind of burnt myself out. But it feels good to be back. And I'm really happy with the workflow that's developing here. Oh, and we got new stuff. Check this out. Look at that. Dual cameras. Look at that. I'm going to brush a little bit of ISO on here just to kind of soften things up. I want to start smoothing some more before I get into blending wrinkles. And then we'll get into the wrinkle detail. And yeah, this is Super Sculpey 3. I've been using this for quite some time. And matter of fact, when I was doing sculptures as a kid, this is exactly what I was using. So I kind of went back to it. But I've dabbled with a little bit of the Cos clay, which is like this. You know, it's not air dry. You bake it for curing. But the difference is this is more of a hard plastic once it's cured. And the Cos clay is almost like a rubbery consistency. There's some flex and give in it. Plus it's gray. And I just got 3 pounds that I ordered. I'm excited to start using that. The gray looks a lot better while it's also just easier to work with, I feel like, because you can kind of see more shadowing when there's like lumps and bumps that need smoothed out. So yeah, once I finish up with the Sculpey, we'll be switching over to Cos clay. I've got this brick, a 1 pound brick that we're using for this project. I'll have some left over. Everybody's getting rickrolled. How about that? I'll have some left over, of course, but I have one more 1 pound block. Then once that's done, I'll be using Cos clay. Also gonna have to get up and turn the fan on. I forgot. But Stan, how you been, man? Keeping busy? You keeping that law in check on DRB? Somebody needs to keep after him. I heard Mr. Thorne Blackwood left the Blackwater department. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take these off, set them aside. All right. This doesn't have to be perfectly smooth just because it's going to be covered up with a lot of drip effects once we get to that stage. But I want to have it somewhat smooth. And let me go turn that fan on. It's getting toasty in here already. Okay. The fuck is that? That looks like some kind of alien spider egg. I don't know what that is, but that's going outside. I don't like it. All right. Sorry about that. I needed to throw that outside. I don't know what the heck that was. Smooth out some of the marks that have accumulated while we were working on things yesterday, too. Over this enough one more time here, and we should be good. And we'll see. Matter of fact, I need to scoop my chair in so it's not so hard on my back again today. See how long we can go today before my back starts screaming at me. Hopefully we can get a few hours in today. My back was not happy with me yesterday. You know what? I'm gonna use this a little bit here where it's chunky. And here we have the one of those tedious parts, right? But it pays off in the end. This is one of the things that I wish I had spent a little bit more time doing on that other candle. But that's what comes with experience, I guess. That was one of my earlier projects. And that's kind of the idea. Try to get a little bit better with each project. Learn new tricks, all that good stuff, you know? New processes. Trying out different methods because there's not one way to do anything. There's all kinds of different ways you can go about something. Some people might say it's not the right way, but if it's the right way for you, I won't judge. Uh-oh. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and take these off for now. They're just getting in the way. Yeah, it's looking a lot better than what it was. Okay. Push it down again. Oh, look what we did. Have to fix that. Probably should have done this before I did any of the wrinkle detail, but oh well. Reason why I'm having to do this, if you missed yesterday's stream, we added on the top portion to cover the tea light here. I'm gonna blend a tiny bit of clay here. Fill in that hole. Hey, Jabe, what's up, man? Happy Friday after lurk. Are you concerned with DMCA hit with music? No, because this is not on the VOD. VODs are just voice. And I'm not doing the streams at YouTube. I'm uploading the VODs, or I'm exporting the VODs to YouTube without music, of course. It's just, I mean, streaming to YouTube seems kind of like a waste of time and effort, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I hope you're having a good week, sir. We're on day 3 of this project. And today's very much a wrinkle detail day, as was yesterday. Didn't get as much done yesterday as I wanted to because the old back was not having it. So we're going to get a bit more done today. Back to work? All right, sir. Well, you enjoy the lurk. Okay. How did I have this? Let's find out. I think we're going to go with a bigger wrinkle here. I need to go a little bit thinner on this. And where's my knife? Okay. Where's my pointy? What? Yeah, here it is. Right in front of me. Wow. Stop wiggling. I just realized too, I didn't change my title on the stream. Should be day 3 or 4. Gonna have to adjust my microphone here. Keep bumping it with my headphones. All right, let me get this moved over slightly. There we go. more I use these little tools, the more fond of them I've become. These are nice. Ooh, that was not nice. I believe these are relatively inexpensive too. Okay, let's see. How did I do this? For outside wrinkles. This process is really tedious, but I feel like it kind of pays off in the end. Let's make this thinner. I don't like it so thick here. I'm gonna try this way. Let's see. Hmm. I still like going over it this with this first just to get things kind of set in place. Some meatloaf, huh? Haven't heard this song in ages. All right. We'll finish the forehead wrinkles, and then I'll start with the under eye wrinkle and the crow's feet. And then once we're done with that, then it's time to do the mouth. This will be one of the last wrinkles we do. Same with these. And then shaping up the top and starting the wax stripping effect. And then he'll be all set. Hold on one second. Okay, let's see. How do I want to do this next one? What is this? Oh, some Michael Jackson. Maybe. Why would they put? There, we'll skip ahead all that. And she's home. Okay. All right. Moving right along here today. I like it. Moving right along today. Okay. I'm going to brush that real quick. And then I am going to take just a quick break. I need to check something real quick. I'm going to step away since things are quiet anyway. Plus, I'm going to let this kind of dry a little bit. Once I brush it down. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's continue. Getting to a point here where I got to be extra careful where I'm holding on to this thing. I do think what we'll probably do, I'm not saying this will be the rule. There will most certainly be exceptions. But kind of thinking sculpting during the week, some gaming on the weekends, maybe some sculpting too, but probably probably be streaming some Arc tomorrow or Sunday. Maybe Sunday. Might take tomorrow off. Hey, keep Sunday fun days a thing, you know? This is a Christmas song. Hey, we don't need no Christmas songs. And we certainly don't need ABBA, all right? And more Christmas songs. What is this? Whatever, Bee Gees is fine, I guess. All right, we're going to go for some real thin wrinkles here to kind of go in between a couple spots. Hopefully. Okay. Fire Shadow, what's up? Had to run a couple errands. It's very peoply outside. Yeah, don't recommend. Do not recommend. Other than that, how's your day? And she just got back from doing the same thing, actually. We got 2 cameras now. Look at that. Oh no, don't stick together. Come on now. Some Karma Chameleon. Is that what this is? Fairly certain. Yep. That's too much. That needs trimmed. Minchie Fox with the 2-month resub. Thank you so much, Minchie. How was your trip? Stevie Seal, hello. Minchie, have you ever done a shout out? Could you do one for me? It's / shout out space at and then the username, and it would be Stevie Seal there. If you could do that for me, that'd be awesome. Stevie Seal was a creative streamer here. Last time I was watching, he was working on a model, right? Show some love to Stevie. Give him a follow if you would. Actually, I don't know if Menchie's at her computer. Tornado aircraft. There it is. Here, I got it. There it is. There it is. Drop a follow. Check out Stevie Seal's stream. Yeah, my bad, Menchie. I thought you were on your computer when you resubbed. Don't mind my vape smoke here, guys. It's magic. Yes, sir. Yeah, this working on the grumpy candle. You want to see? I don't know if you've seen his brother. I don't like that's still too long. I made this guy about a year ago, and one of my favorite sculpts relatively simple. And, looking at it now, there's things that I would have done differently and better. But like I was saying earlier, I, it's to only be expected, right? That was like a year ago, one of my first few sculpts. And if I'm not making improvements, then I'm not doing it right, right? So this guy's going to be much more detailed. Didn't realize you streamed until the other day. Oh yeah. I only just last week I started my sculpting streams. What in the hell is this? Over, that's what it is. There's some weird songs in this playlist. Um yeah, so I only just started sculpting streams up last week. I finally got everything situated to do so. But prior to that I was just doing some gaming. Still gonna do gaming, but now that I'm able to do the sculpting stuff, it's gonna be the majority, I feel. And on the weekends, we'll do some gaming. In between projects, stuff like that. Yeah, we kind of talked about my plan for workflow yesterday, being that I'm going to continue doing the YouTube videos, of course. That workflow is going to change. Whoops. Because I can just use the VODs and do a much more condensed edit of the process and then a proper showcase. And while I'm doing editing, after a project is finished and painted, we'll probably do some gaming streams just to take a break, Every day is a school day. Yeah, gotta learn something new every day, right? I was actually hanging out a little bit on CNOT's stream before I went live today, and we're kind of talking about creativity, and they got on the subject of boredom. And I was like, I have a hard time understanding how people get bored because I always find something to do to occupy my time or my mind. But I'm also completely content being at home, Um, not somebody that has to go do something all the time. I can entertain myself. And that kind of works out because the anxiety disorder, even if I wanted to go out, would keep me from doing so. So his work is amazing, even if he struggled to pronounce my name. He did? Yeah, dude, he's well, I mean, and he's been doing it for a long time. A lot of time and practice and experience under his belt. But yeah, I am a sucker for detail. Some of my favorite things, a lot of the reason why I like them is because, the creators made such went through such lengths to really pay attention to the details, And the detail on his work is just incredible. I don't know if we'll be returning to this playlist, chat. Nothing wrong with Elton John, but this is a little bit too easy listening. Sounded Russian or something by the time he finished. Comrade Stevie? I can't say anything though. I'm terrible. And it's easy, you know, I get distracted and I get distracted easy, I should say. And when you're streaming and there's 50 million things going on, sometimes the most obvious thing in front of your eyes looks like a foreign language. It's a weird phenomenon. I'm sure you've experienced it, you know. It's just everything kind of turns into a blur sometimes. It's part of the reason why I'm terrible about we'll be talking about something in chat and then we'll get sidetracked onto something else. And then I'll read a chat message referring to whatever we were talking about just previously and I'm like, what are we what? Jesus, dude, I haven't heard Spice Girls in probably since the 90s. For me, it's when two people have the same colored chat. Yeah, that gets confusing too. Thankfully, I have, well, I guess on my bot, all the text is the same color, but all the names are different colors. And then it actually separates the chat lines by, you know, one line will be darker, one line will be lighter. So that helps. Helps keep track of everything anyway. All right. I'm going to stop with the forehead wrinkles. That's we might do one more actually, a little tiny one. And 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. Had a full blown conversation with someone calling them someone else. Oh, jeez. Switch over here for a minute. Actually, let's hop over here. I'm gonna take a quick stretch break and we'll sit here and chat. And while we're doing that, throw a link in the chat to the YouTube channel. Some of the sculpts that you're seeing right there on screen through the little slideshow. That's some of my previous work, and new videos will be on the way as we complete projects here on stream. I'll be producing content for the YouTube channel for those. But you can find like 24 videos that I've done there. Took a break around June, July, probably July, I think it was last year. And didn't intend to take such a long break, but you know, life and everything else has a way. And that break lasted a little bit longer than I intended. But it feels great to be back. I love sculpting, and I've already got some projects lined up. We're going to be doing the creepy candle here, of course, and once he's done, we'll be working on a, it's called a jerboa. I believe that they exist still to this day, but more specifically, we're going to be sculpting one themed from the Ark games. And that'll be my first journey into doing like an extensive fur texture. So that'll be interesting. And then after that, I'm going to be finishing up my Real Monsters trio because I've already done Crumb and Ickis. Their pictures are not in the slideshow yet. I need to get those added. But they need their third wheel, Oblina, right? So I need to get Oblina done and add her to the trio. And then after that, I very much want to do a Fallout themed sculpt. I'm terrified of the idea, but I would love to sculpt a power armor suit. And I was thinking about a Mr. Handy. That'd be kind of fun. They do what? What did I miss? Oh, jerboas. I was thinking, I didn't think they were like extinct or anything. Now the real ones look a little bit different. They kind of look like gerbils, really, if I'm not mistaken. Almost like oh, what are those things at the pet shop that we see from time to time? What are those things called? You should sculpt a seal. There should be more seal sculpting. Oh, I can't think of what those are called. I want to say this. It starts with a D. The name of those things. You know what I'm talking about, right, Menchie? You can only buy them in pairs. Yeah. They kind of look like a cross between a tiny chinchilla and a gerbil, almost. A dog. No, no, not a dog. All right. Let's finish up some of these wrinkles, right? I also got to clean up that one. Hamster. Ooh, it was right on the tip of my tongue. Man, damn it. Don't you hate that? I'm still trying to think of what they were called. Tegus. Is that right? Or is that a lizard? I don't know. Yeah, Tegus. They're cute. Speaking of cute, Pixie's being a jerk again. Pixie being one of our rats. She likes to do unnecessary things to make a mess. I'll stick with Mrs. Wrinkles. Is that Sharpay? I had a Sharpay when we were young. Or when I was young. My brothers weren't even born at the time. What is this? This playlist is all kinds of crazy, man. I don't know. It's supposed to be hits of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but I didn't know we were talking about global. Playlist has also. I thought I'd try a new one today because we've been doing just 90s last couple days, so I thought we'd change it up. And this one's got 90s in it, along with 80s and 70s. I thought, why not? But all right, let's yeah, I'll do the crow's feet first. She's Sharpay rescue, supposed to be here for 2 weeks, 6 years ago. Yeah. All right. Do some crow's feet. Maybe. Need to make that a little bit more thin and shorten it up slightly. We're about to switch this playlist. A little bit too easy listening. Let's go back to the 90s. There we go. Set of crow's feet in my tool chest. Like spanners that you attach to a ratchet. Wait, what? Held for what? Jesus, man, Twitch auto mod is something else. Apparently saying hillbilly is a racist. Don't tell the Beverly Hillbillies now. Steven Seagal. Yeah, yeah, I've heard some of their stuff. You can play more than one game at a time. There you go. See, Fire Shadow's telling her. But he's saying this, and him and Windwalker have only played with me that. Well, Windwalker hasn't at all, and he's only been on the one time, Minchie. So, you know, they can't say too much. Does that mean redneck is racist too? Apparently. Secret. What was that now? Secret variety. I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. How are we doing today? A variety? Am I saying that right? I apologize to any hillbilly in chat. I meant no offense. Yeah, that shocks me. It picked on somebody yesterday. It was actually Jenny. Picked on Jenny yesterday. And she was saying something about pricking something. And yeah, it said she was name calling. Secret Variety Raid. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid, Raiders. And thank you for the follow, Secret Variety. Am I saying that right? I hope I am. How was your stream? How was your stream? Hope it went well. We're working on a creepy candle sculpt today. Well, in the last few days, but welcome in, Raiders. Arietti. Okay. We'll get it. Let me slide over here real quick. Yeah, welcome in, Raiders. Name's Feral Moon, and well, we do a variety of things here. Finally got our sculpting streams up and running this past week, and well, as you see, we've been well underway on making this creepy candle. This is the second one of these I've made. This one being the first. He's about a year old, and one of my favorite projects. But I've always intended to make another one. And as time passes, I see things on this guy that I'd like to have done better or done differently. So we're doing it this time with the new one. And we're making progress here. Polymer artist as well. We've been building Legos the last couple streams. Very nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Why don't, let's see. I need to get a proper window open on my desktop so I can do things. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. Yeah, very cool. I'm gonna drop a follow. I'll try to catch a stream sometime. And let's go ahead. Drop a shout out for Secret Arietti. Yes. Okay, I had to double check again. Guys, drop a follow, show some love. If you're enjoying the sculpting stuff, more sculpting on that channel there. Love the work you have in the corner. Amazing. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Earwax, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. And that's 100 follows. You were the 100th. So thank you for that, and thank you for joining Arietti on the raid and coming along. I've been sculpting off and on throughout my entire life. I used to sculpt as a kid with polymer clay, and you know, life happened. I got older and got sidetracked, and about a year and a half ago, I guess, roughly 2 years ago at this point, I decided to pick the hobby back up again and started a YouTube channel. Which you can check out right there, linked in the chat. There's about 24 videos there, all of which are the projects you're seeing down there in the lower right corner. And it's kind of been an adventure in getting back into the hobby and learning and kind of expanding on what I've learned and new processes, kind of experimenting with all of that. You know what I mean? So it's been a lot of fun, and I've only recently, like I said, just started streaming it, and I'll gonna be getting back into producing those videos on YouTube once we finish up projects here on stream. So really happy with the way things are going. I'm enjoying the creative community here on Twitch for sure. Getting to know some of the folks on here. So it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you guys for coming along, and we're going to continue on with some of the wrinkle detail that I'm working on with this candle. Then we'll be moving on to his mouth, and then we'll start the wax strip detailing and put him in the oven for a bake, and we'll be on to painting. I would imagine next week for sure. So thanks for joining, Richie. Hello, I saw you lurking. I saw you. We're not quite done yet. Just taking a little break to say hello to the Raiders. But yeah, I saw you lurking. I appreciate it, buddy. Love meeting other polymer artists in the community. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to know one person when I came over here because I met him through my time on YouTube. A fellow by the name of Andy Mecca. He's also a sculptor here on Twitch. I highly recommend checking him out as well if you're not familiar. Oh, I thought you were raiding out. Yeah, nope. Just taking a break to say hello to the Raiders and stretch a little bit. You can't ever get too many stretch breaks, right? T-Mad, hello. How's it going, man? And Richie, did you see I added the dual camera setup? I can switch over here for a little bit more of a close-up, Going hard on the wrinkled forehead wrinkles on this one. We're all done with those though. I'm not adding any more. Maybe a little bit more detail up in this region here, but looks good. Thanks, T-Man. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure if I like the camera layout. I actually was experimenting with, well, I'll show you here. Is it? Yeah, I was experimenting with something like this. But I don't know. That seems a little bit much. Good to cut to. Yeah, it gives us some options for sure, just to change things up. Hey, I might get back over here and we'll get back to work. Wrinkles. Yes, that's right. Crow's feet. Let's do that. So, and by all means, I know how it goes, Arietti. If you need to raid and run, go get you some food and all of that, feel free. No, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. And totally understand. But yeah, I was gonna ask, what kind of things do you sculpt? Also, that sounded a lot like Andy. I need to not. I'm terrible about picking up the way people talk. Yeah, no. Hey, Baked Bean, what's up? You like the other one, the new one that I was experimenting with? You like that? I just didn't want it to be too much on screen. I did the camera setup last night. I sat down to play a little bit of Fallout 76 and then I couldn't get it out of my head. So I was like, well, I may as well try experimenting with the second camera setup now. And so I did. And then this morning I had that idea to play around with that new one that I just showed you. Looking forward to my nice long bank holiday. Ooh, you got a holiday there? Got any big plans? And she's actually getting ready for a bit of a holiday herself. Making a trip to visit family. Leaving me unattended. You guys got to keep me in line. No supervision. Couple more weeks? Yeah, a week from tomorrow. Or, yeah, week from tomorrow, isn't it? None whatsoever. Just how I like it. I hear you, man. Totally get that. Baked Bean, if you're interested, I think you've got Fallout, right? Fallout 76. Been playing some of that. I know you didn't really, if I remember right, you didn't really care for Ark because we do have those servers up and running. We've got 2 of them actually. This is a little bit too thick. I have it, but I haven't dove into it. There's so much stuff on PS4 Fallout 76. Yeah, I have this. Well, I bought it on the Bethesda launcher way back when, and then of course they shut down the Bethesda launcher and migrated everybody's games and libraries or whatever to your Steam account. Well, something messed up on mine. I can still play my game, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to change some information on my account, and I can't. Because of whatever got messed up. So I've had to been, well, they actually finally did get back to me, but it took like 2 weeks, man. So I've been playing and I will continue to play on Game Pass. Game Pass PC, not on Xbox, but plus I get points for playing Game Pass games every day, right? And then those reward points you can redeem for gift cards, and I'm heck almost at a $25 gift card just from playing Game Pass games. So I figured I may as well keep playing that version of the game and enjoy the bonuses. I'm enjoying it though. It was, that game was a train wreck when it came out for sure, but it's definitely improved a lot. Wish there was a way to transfer that data. Yeah, crossplay would be. They apparently are looking into cross saves, and crossplay isn't off the table, but it's highly unlikely. But cross saves, I think they are actually prioritizing that. And we'll still be streaming some games here when we find some time to. Weekends are probably going to be gaming time, and I think we're going to keep Sunday Fun Days with Menchie around, play on the Arc server or whatever we're playing. Kind of give me a break from sculpting and let us all just kind of hang out. Plus, you know, weeks where I'm editing, we won't be working on sculpting, so. Finish one project before I start another one. No way to transfer my PlayStation saves to PC. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully they make that happen. And you know, even like people that play it on Game Pass, it would be nice. Like sometimes you just want to sit on the couch and play on console, but other times you want to play on PC. And if you could just load up like No Man's Sky, you can do that with No Man's Sky. I'll be moving forward with new things. I think my chapters in DRB may be coming to a close. Oh, really? Just not feeling it? Not 100% sure, but feel like that's the direction I'm heading. Yeah, that's somebody, I think it was, well, we won't get into names, but somebody asked me yesterday, and I said, well, I'm not in a position where I'm making, you know, definitive decisions right now. But this has always been the plan to get the sculpting stuff going. And then that would take front and center and we'd still be gaming, but not quite as, not every stream, you know? And, you know, I was just saying, when I have time to stream, there's just not a lot of activity going on the server. And so it was just leading to a lot of frustration. I got pulled into a story that I just kind of stumbled across some things happening, and then that just kind of went nowhere, and I couldn't get anything to take off, so it was just getting to a point where it was more frustrating than anything. And a lot of it, you know, of course, is just the time frame that I have available to stream. So I totally get it. Like, I'm not saying I'm not in a position where I'm saying like I'm done with it or anything like that. I just right now I'm just not feeling it, you know? 100% got the Fallout bug since watching the TV series. Yeah, I already had it a little bit, just kind of waiting for the TV series. I thought about getting back into Fallout 4, but honestly, dude, like I've played through that game so much, modded and otherwise. Oh, we already got one. Gotta do crow's feet on this side yet. And so we are doing some Fallout 76 on the channel. We're also doing a playthrough of Fallout New Vegas that will surely take quite some time. And in addition, down the line here, after I complete some of the projects we've got lined up, I very much want to take a shot. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I would like to take a shot at sculpting power armor. Like a little power armor figure, that'd be so cool. I also want to do a Mr. Handy. That would be fun. Very intricately detailed, but I like that sort of thing. As much as it tends to drive me crazy sometimes in the moment, I do enjoy the process. Personally, I haven't been able to find my niche or come up with something more creative like I have in the past with DRB. Yeah, my problem is, man, and I love Lucius, the character that I play as, my main. I love that character, but he's 100% anti-criminal, and I just don't feel like he meshes well with the climate on DRB. Yeah, when I started on the server, I heard a lot of people say, I wish we had people that were 100% anti-criminal. And I'm like, well, that's me. But now I understand why there's not very many 100% anti-criminal characters, because it is quite difficult. That's due to a factor of things, not being staff anymore, not being able to fully RP out Mumble's true character potential due to no supernatural stuff, etc. Yeah, and here's the weird thing, dude. I've been seeing some kind of supernatural reference stuff that I'm like, how are you how are you doing this? This is not supposedly allowed, but okay. Have you and I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about the politics. I don't care really. But the Elysian Frontier server, the supernatural themed one. The supernatural part alone had me a little bit intrigued, I'm not going to lie. I want to be a western monster hunter. That'd be fun. First time I came across your channel, Evil Fallout playthrough, many. Yeah. Yeah, I modded Fallout was so much fun. I feel like it's not as much of a fair playing field as it used to be. Like some people able to do things that other people wouldn't be able to do, kind of thing. Also, what happened with the staff thing? Was that, did you, I mean, by all means, tell me to shut up, but did you just decide that it wasn't for you, or? Yeah, like I told the person I was speaking to about the subject, like I love a lot of people on the server. Um, some really awesome people on the server. I just I'm not able to be on when they're on, not consistently. Oh yeah, IRL response. I totally understand that. Especially when you got time, you got to commit time to your stream, and that anybody that streams, no matter how basic of a setup it may be, um, just the basics of streaming, if you're doing it right, it takes time, you know. From learning things to, just setting them up and testing out different processes or whatever. Bots, setting all that stuff up, that takes ages. And then there's constant maintenance and revisions and everything else that comes with it. But I don't know. It's part of the reason why I'm so happy to get into sculpting, get the sculpting streams up and running and get this going. Because as much as I love gaming, all my life I've been into video games. Um, it's easy, I feel like, to start feeling disenfranchised by the way the industry is operating these days. And I don't know. I don't like a lot of what I see in the gaming industry and space as a whole. So this kind of detaches me from it a little bit, and I can just play games as on stream as a break, like I would any other time, as opposed to when you're streaming just exclusively games, you kind of get a mindset into the industry, or at least for me, where I feel a little bit too attached to what's going on in the industry. Because ultimately, if I'm just streaming gaming, it's my stream kind of is tied to that in a way, right? If there's no good games coming out, well, what am I going to do? Well, now I'm going to work on a project. But yeah, we've talked about it a bit on stream already. There's not a lot coming out on my radar. Hellblade 2 this month. Excited about that. That first game was amazing. And there's always the little surprise indies that come out. You'll get like well, hell, Valheim was one of those games that just kind of came out of nowhere. Enshrouded is kind of another one of those examples. Yeah, and you don't ever have to put any finality on it either. That's kind of the approach I'm taking. I'm gonna still get on and fart around in my free time when I feel like it. Um, and if I happen to get into something and want to stream it, there we go. Leave a door open, kind of. But definitely, I'm not gonna like kill Lucius off or anything. Not happy with this. But yeah, man, like I was trying to get I went into the law enforcement thing and I was like, well, I just don't feel this is going to work with my stream with all the sidebar stuff and everything else. Um, and then just some of the criminal RP or I mean, screaming, I guess. uh, so I was like, well, why don't I start like a security crew and he's a rancher, so we can run security for other ranchers, delivery. And I put up bulletins on the bulletin board and never heard anything back. And then I started seeing a bunch of other people doing that. And it's like, well, shoot, what do I do? Exploring my options. Community keeps me going currently. Yeah. Yeah, I've met some awesome people through DRB for sure. Facilitating some really good Siska RP with Tiny as the warden's assistant. Was told that I had to stop. Plans for it was supposedly in the works and such. I was actually I was actually talking to somebody and I was like, why don't we have whoop, hold on a second, drop some clay. I said, why isn't there like guards and wardens at the at Sisika? I said that seems like a rich opportunity for some RP. And they were like, well, there is. I'm like, what? And apparently there was some positions already. But I'd never heard anything of it. And I was in law for a minute. Spent a week in Sisika as another character, minimal RP. I goofed at the store earlier today. What'd you do, Fire Shadow? And a bunch of awesome people in other servers. People are what makes a server special. Oh, yeah. I would argue that the same applies to some extent when it comes to streams, and people in chat. That's, there's been times that I've gone to a stream and I'm like, yeah, this is fine, but it was the chat that kept me coming back. Community is a big thing. It really is. bunch of people offered to be lifers, but were directed away from it 6 to 7 months ago. Oh, you mean for Sisica? Dude, that would be. I honestly think that as far as criminal RP goes, that has potential to be some of the most interesting stuff. Is like prison life RP. Even with nothing going on, your streams interested me more than 90% of the other folks streaming this server. It's all about personality. I appreciate it, Richie. And as much as I don't know what you mean. I I appreciate it. I feel like I'm kind of awkward, but that may be the anxiety. Who knows? I also recognize that I'm my worst critic, so can't really listen to my criticism sometimes. I appreciate it, Richie. I appreciate it. Like my streams, boring lack of content, but great chat. That's not true at all. I've hung out in your streams, Stevie. And some people think this kind of thing, art streams are boring, but I enjoy it. They're chill, some good conversation, learn something maybe. Like I said, I've gradually been slipping into a point where most of what I watch is other art streams. And I'm really digging meeting other art creators on Twitch. Even on YouTube, though, obviously YouTube's a bit of a different beast. You don't really get the social aspect like you do on Twitch. But some really great people, man. Just some really awesome people. And, I can only speak for myself, but for me personally, I need that because it's too easy to look at the world around us and just lump everybody into everybody's shit. You know what I mean? So it's nice to have a contrast. And there's always going to be shitheads in any community. You're just going to have that regardless, unfortunately, but my experience with those types has been few and far between, so I like horror games as well too, but most people would rather watch me play Red M. Yeah, you're not alone there, man. Hell, I remember OMG was talking about not wanting to be known for just one game, And I totally get it. I don't want that either. I would like people to hang out at my stream because they enjoy conversation with me and the rest of the community here. Um, it sucks when you know somebody's only there for what you're playing. I mean, support is support, but it doesn't change that it kind of stings a little bit, right? And I totally get it, dude. Do you have Phasmophobia, T-Mad? I need somebody to play Phasmophobia with. I'm tired of trying to just play it by myself. I'll play some horror games with you, man. Streamer's the one who makes it interesting. Oh no, I'm screwed. Allows me to chill and make new friends. Exactly, Stevie. This is a real. I mean, Minchie will tell you this is outside of talking with her. This is my social outlet. Here's what I saw when I speak at conventions. Parents used to watch the same news at 6 every night, 3 other channels to choose from, but they always went to the same one. It was something about the hosts and the presentation that drew them in. You know, we don't really watch broadcast television, most of us these days, but I know what you mean. I guess the same could be applied with talk shows. I know, for instance, at one point when I did have, actually it was antenna. It wasn't even cable TV. I would watch the morning news on a specific channel every day just because of the hosts. Being told no or saying it is against rules when I see others get it or do it and being applauded for it. Tarot and games, yeah. I've heard a lot. I haven't had many experiences with that myself, of course, but I've heard a lot of that sentiment. I have demonologists too. I've seen that one. I try different things on stream. Like at Easter, we did shadow foaming. What is shadow foaming? Curious. Other night we were working on a lawnmower. There you go. Made a ticket about it and was rejected. Oh, no comment. Some people that are there just for the game, true, but there's some people that are different depending on the game they play. Most of the big Fortnite players saw their biggest numbers because they were goofing around and having fun. Yep. They lost the viewers when they switched to COD because their vibe changed. They're more serious and sweaty. It wasn't fun. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Also, why is this song playing? This song is banned. Nobody told me. I wasn't paying attention. ONX. ONX. Is that I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. I haven't done GTA RP in a long time. I'm gonna apply to Wild RP. Just exploring my options. Dude, T-Mad, I love what Wild RP is doing. I watch what's his face? A couple guys on there. I can't ever think of their names off the top of my head. One's an actual actor. Thomas Middleditch. That's it. I love his characters. He is fantastic, but I mean he's been in movies, so kind of expect that of him, I suppose. I'm no help to you, sorry. Well, we're listening to 90s now, Minchi. It's not the 70s, 80s, and 90s mix. And that 70s, 80s, 90s mix is a bad mix. There was some weird stuff in there. I didn't say anything because I wondered how long it would take you to notice Smash Mouth. Thanks, Richie. No copyright. Yeah, Taro, I don't have this recorded to VOD. The music is live, but it's not on the VOD. Shadow foaming, it's like a foam that's in two colors, so when you've got a tool missing, you can see it. I think America, it goes by Kaizen foam. Oh, like okay, like you compress the tools into it and it creates like a slot for it, right? That you store it. Is that what I'm thinking? creating my own music on Suno. Dude, those things are so fun. I was playing around with Udio quite a bit. I want to get these wrinkles smoothed up. And then I don't know if we'll move on to the mouth today or not. We are going to have to take a stretch break here soon. I will say that much. I need to get up and move around a bit. You're a rock star. Figured you'd be all about Elysian with the ability to do supernatural alt-father stuff. Dude, I'm intrigued to see their law system too. It sounds like some pretty cool stuff. Fortunately, I have to go now. It's been awesome watching you create a fabulous piece. I'll catch you again. Thanks for the stream. Stevie, first of all, thank you for those bits, man, and thank you for hanging out with us today. It's been a pleasure. And no worries, do what you got to do, sir. You have a great rest of your day or evening, whichever it may be. And we'll catch you next time. And thanks again for the bits, dude. Appreciate it. T-Man had some amazing stuff. I've heard people talk about, or I've heard mention of the Alt Father stuff, right? But I wasn't entirely sure what the whole story was there. But yeah, man, I never really understood the hardline stance against supernatural stuff anyway. I mean, let's not pretend that people weren't extremely and still are extremely superstitious. But that was a big thing in cultures, various superstitions and whatnot. So I was just kind of confused as to why they took that approach. All right. I think we're at a point where I can start working on this mouth. But we're going to take a quick break before we do that. Especially at the time, I was still very pro DRB. Didn't want to jump the gun yet. Yeah. Supernatural can be tricky due to power gaming features. Yeah, I get that. I also, I don't know. I just, I find it silly that some people have such a hard time preventing themselves from participating in things like that. You know what I mean? Even metagaming, like, it's really not that hard to separate out of character and in character knowledge. There was stuff that Lucius knew, or that Lucius didn't know that I knew, and if Lucius knew it, it would be a game changer, right? But my hands were tied. Like, I knew that Lucius witnessed Slit Walker planning and the Weasels planning the Gatling gun attack on Rhodes Bank. But Lucius didn't know that. And that was one of the storylines that it just kind of disappeared. And I'm like, well, what happened? I was supposedly this witness in this thing, and I was excited about it. And then it went nowhere. Richie and I are playing on Legendary RP for now. It's a small but decent server with good staff and nice people. Really excited about Elysian, even if it's supernatural elements. Normally not a fan because I've seen people abuse it to metagame and power game on other servers. Yeah, see, that's unfortunate. One server I had issues with that all-knowing demon, metagaming demon it was. Oh boy. Other servers out there, almost all of them have the same scripts, just modified. Yeah. It can be bleed unintentionally. Yeah, you know, some things may slip through the cracks, and that's to be expected, but it's not that hard to like keep track of those things to an extent, you know? Because someone asked for a lawman character to become a robot, and the element of sci-fi, good backstory, but yeah, because of the rule wasn't implemented. Okay. Others would try something like that and abuse it. Yeah, and I guess that's probably the problem, isn't it? If you let one person, no matter how capable they are of being fair about it, it opens the door to other people expecting the same treatment and them not being able to handle it. It really is a tough situation to be in making those calls, I imagine, but it's just unfortunate that it even has to be an issue. Keep it in the realm of RDR2 story mode universe. Yeah. And there's robots in that, right? Even time travelers. And Bigfoot. And chupacabras. My deal breaker these days is pregnancy RP, dear lord. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't think we need that. I'm sure some people could do it really tastefully and very well, but some people are just going to be weird about it. I hate pregnancy RP. Well, that's what happens, you know, when all of the that's you get a bunch of law together on the porch and suddenly that's a good example. Some people can handle it responsibly. Others want it to still go on to do crimes or duty as law. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let me it can also be difficult for those IRL who can't conceive. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, give me just a second, guys. Let's take like a 5-minute tops break. I'm going to get up, stretch, get things that I need, and we'll continue on here. At the very least, we need to make some teeth for this guy. Well, a couple little teeth. Gonna lurk. Put my kid to bed. All right, Taro. Appreciate the lurk. Enjoy. All of the kid pedestrians and Red Dead Redemption 2 can't be killed or targeted. Yeah. But yeah, give me just a moment. We'll be right back. Let me get things situated, get a stretch in, and we'll continue on. Thank you guys so much for all the support today. Very much appreciate it. All right. I let's see. Could have sworn I had an open pack of translucent Sculpey. Trying to find it real quick here, chat. Haha, I was right. Yep, I had a little bit. I knew I had some somewhere. All right, so we need some little teeth. This may have to be, well, we may do a little bit more detailing here, but we may have to use this as a closing point today. Because what I'll do is we form these teeth, and I'll have to bake those. And once they're once they're cured, we can then just press them into the gum lines as I'm forming out the mouth and then doing the final detailing on the mouth. Then we'll put the cheek creases in, or what have you. Wax strips, and he'll be done. Well, probably not today, but we're getting there. And T-Mad's off to do dishes. All right, no worries. Ah, awesome clay. Yeah, these. It's about time to throw these gloves out. Try to reuse them, but after a while, they start getting kind of gross. Probably do 3 or 4 of these teeth. We'll make I'll make 4. If I don't use them all, I don't use them all. We'll set them aside for another project. Need a little dab more. Now this is this translucent Sculpey. It's not 100% translucent, but it's nice for teeth for sure. For sure, for sure. Candle Magic Studio, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. How you doing today? We're making some teeths. Get a little bit of texture added to these guys. And we'll set them aside. I'll put them in the oven after stream. And then they'll be ready to jam in his gums on the next stream. Looking to start streaming, just checking out what's out there. That looks amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's whoop, as I smack him in the face. This is the first one I did about a year ago. Kind of hard to get him on frame here, but yeah, you get the idea. He's one of my favorite sculpts, but he was also one of my first. Oh no. What did I do with that other tooth? I dropped it. He was also one of my first, and there's things that I would have done differently. And so I've always meant to make another one, so here we are. I gotta reshape this tooth. I smashed it. It's still, I need a little dab more. Have you, if you don't mind my asking, you have any experience with any kind of, you know, video production or anything like that with your work, or? I've only actually just started with you, or with Twitch rather, this past week. As far as sculpting and art goes, I got the channel up and running earlier this year with the intention of getting to this point, but we've been doing gaming up until recently, when I finally got my workspace all set up and came in with an actual plan, you know? But prior to that, I was doing YouTube videos. And still will be, but it's kind of fun to be able to sculpt and hang out and chat with folks, you know? All right. Teeth are sculpted and set aside. Let's see what more we can do, because we don't want to do anything around his mouth today. Not until we can get those teeth in and start working on that. Um, and I don't want to start doing dripping. The melting drips will be one of the last things that we do. So we'll spend a little bit of time just going over all the detail we have right now. Smoothing things out, of course. Very little video production experience, just start messing with the OBS. I ran a candle store in Uptown Sedona, but started my own company to sell online when they got shut down. All carved glow candles. Different but similar art form to what you're doing. You're extremely talented. That's hard to do. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's the candle stuff is fun, man. I've even thought about like just making actual candles sometime. Obviously not something I would do on a regular basis, but it would be fun. I've done a little bit in the past. But yeah, these guys are fun. A little bit different than other sculpts that I've done, but you know, no armature or anything like that. Just there's a solid core in there made out of foil and Sculpey, but after about a year of break from sculpting, I needed something a little, I mean, I wouldn't say this is simple, but a little bit more forgiving to get back in the groove, you know? Armatures are, that's my least favorite part of sculpting. Our next project will require one of those. But the good news is making an armature is a very minimal step as far as the whole process is concerned. So once it's done, it's done. And I'll no doubt make myself bleed in the process because I always do. The wire always gets me. And nitrile gloves don't help. It just rips my gloves. And I know some people are like, why do you keep going over the same spots over and over, dude? What the heck? And I don't know how much it comes across on camera, but some little lumps and bumps that I'm smoothing out gradually as I see them, you know? Making sure everything's smoothed out. Keeping the definition there. 3D art's the best. Oh yeah. I always was you know, into drawing and stuff as a kid. And I still can. I think I'm a little rusty compared to what I used to be able to do. Because at a certain point in my life, about 20 years ago, actually, I got into digital design, you know, working at Photoshop and stuff. And I love that. I love that sort of thing. But unfortunately, um, it kind of led to the end of me sketching and drawing. That being said, I'm trying to bring that back some too, because I try to do a little sketch before I start each project. But yeah, as much as I like drawing, actually making something come to 3D space is pretty fun. Making something you can have, you know, like hold or hang on the wall. And that's something I'm going to be doing a bit more of too, is playing around with like ideas for wall hanging sculpts. And the reason for that, well, there's multiple reasons, but you know, you guys are familiar with Minchie. She's been telling me like you need to sell some of this stuff, and I have a hard time doing that because typically when I take on a project, it's because it's something I want. I want to make it because I want it. And when that's the case, you run out of space to put things real quick. So I played around with a wall hanging sculpt a while back as one of my projects that I did. Um, and I like him a lot. It was really fun, something different. And it's much easier to hang something on my wall than to find shelf space. Everyone at work says you should sell it too, just saying. Well, we kind of talked about it a bit on stream here recently. Something Andy does, for instance, and this doesn't work for everything. A lot of the stuff that I've sculpted, you wouldn't really be able to do this with. But at some point, I do want to play around with making molds. And then we could duplicate things and sell that. Ideally, I could get a 3D scanner and scan my work into a 3D model and then 3D print duplications of a project. But I don't think we're at a point yet where that's not expensive. The equipment that you need to do that, even if you paid somebody, because there's services that they'll do that for you. But I think even that stuff's kind of pricey. So and of course we got the tea light will come out when it's time to bake. I've got foil in there just to kind of line things, and I'll pack that in when it's time to bake. As much as I want to continue on, man, I suppose, well, I don't want to even do any of the surface detail until like last step because I don't want it to get messed up. I kind of feel like we're at a point today where I'm going to have to call it quits because we need to bake these teeth. So I got to bake those teeth, and then on the next stream, we can get those placed accordingly, shove them into his gums, and then start sculpting around the mouth. Get the texture detail done in there. Blend in these cheek lines on both sides. And then from there, we shape up the top and start the drip detail. Any of the carving detail that I need to do yet. And then we're good to go. But it's all kind of hinging on the teeth right now, isn't it? What time is it? 2:23. Yeah, we're at the 3-hour mark on the stream. We got a good amount done today. All of this upper wrinkle detail, the crow's feet, the under eye wrinkle there. And of course, just kind of working to smooth everything out more. And that's how we started things out. We had to smooth this upper section because this was from about here on up was an addition that we did yesterday. So that we could cover the tea light candle, of course. I'm happy with him. He's looking really good. And once it gets to the painting step, it's really going to start showing. You know, looking at fleshy clay like this, it tends to not do it too much justice, you know. My favorite step is when he's done and we start putting on the paint and you really start seeing everything come together. It's one of my favorite parts. His eyeballs, these are temporary. We'll redo those one of the final steps there. But same concept. I have not decided if they're going to be attached from the get-go. And here's why. He's going to be looking up, right? So his eyes and pupils are going to be up in this region here. And I almost feel like getting him sculpted to fit and then removing them or leaving them in for the bake, but just kind of a loose, get it secured loosely there. And then that way I can pop them out to paint and then put them back in and attach them with super glue. But we don't need to make a final decision on that just yet. So we will cross that bridge when we get there. But beyond that, I'm pretty happy with him. All right. Yeah, I apologize. It's just one of those things. You run into a spot where you can't really do much until you finish the next part, you know? And it's a 3-hour stream. That's good. I don't want to push it too hard after my back problems yesterday. I'm feeling pretty decent today. Definitely benefits from having this chair repositioned. But with that being said, let's take a look and see what's going on today. See if there's anybody we can go say hello to. Yeah, let's see. What was he? Is he doing some airbrushing? Okay, we're gonna go say hello to Artwork by Andy today. He's doing some airbrushing, and you guys just wait till you see what some of this guy's work looks like. It's incredible, and for someone like me who looks at airbrushing and it's completely alien to me. I can't wrap my mind around it. It's just a totally different process, of course. Um, Something I very much want to get into, but it intimidates the hell out of me. And then I see somebody like this and his ability, and it's just like, my God, I don't I don't know if I should even try, you know? But yeah, we'll go say hello to him. And before we do, let me throw some links at you. Couple links in chat there. The first one right there is to the Feral Moon Designs YouTube channel. That is my primary YouTube channel. And on that channel, you'll find all of my finished product sculpting videos, including the process and everything like that. I'm going to be changing my workflow now that we're streaming, and you'll get to see more of the process on stream if for those that are interested in that sort of thing. The videos in the future will contain some of the process on a much more condensed format and focus on the showcase at the end. Because according to analytics, most people, not everybody, but a lot of people tend to skip to the end on those types of videos, and I get it. Not everybody's interested in the process, but this way it's saving me some time on editing, and we're still covering the process even more so with the live stream. So the opportunity for those interested is there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting those videos rolling once we start wrapping up projects here on stream, and of course the candle will be the first of those. Additionally, there's a link to the Discord. That is the best place to find all the latest updates on the stream, when I'm going live, what we're working on, and if you're sub to the channel, there's behind the scenes and all that good stuff in there. And I tend to field you guys for suggestions and feedback when it comes to upcoming projects and things of that nature. So, hey, it's time for an Institute playthrough of Fallout 4. Playing some Fallout 4, are you? I haven't played it in a long time. I was gonna do another modded run. I'm kind of glad I did not, considering all of the mods are broken now. So, but anyway, like I said, we're gonna go say hello to Artwork by Andy, and before we do that, let's hop on over here. I got some thank yous to give out here. A little list of them today, as a matter of fact. And we'll start at the top with Minchie's resub. With the 2-month resub. Thank you so much for that, Minchie. Very much appreciate the support from all of you guys. Secret Arietti. I hope I said that right. I hope. Thank you so much for the raid and everybody that came along for that raid. I appreciate you guys. And thank you for the follows from Secret Arietti and Earwax. Appreciate you very much. Stevie with the bits today. Candle Magic Studio with the follow. Guys, we hit the 100 follow goal today. You guys did that, not me. Thank you for that. I appreciate all the support, and very much enjoying my journey here on Twitch, which you guys are very much a part of. It's kind of cool to see how things have progressed in just a short amount of time. We started this, of course, in February. We started off with gaming as I worked to get things ready for sculpting streams, and look, we're here, and we're hitting goals and all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you for your time. Lurkers, I appreciate you guys. You guys are always welcome here. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. And if this was your first time here, consider hitting that follow button and join us next time. There's plenty more to come. Thank you guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and get that raid queued up. And we'll go say hello to Stevie. Or Stevie. And Artwork by Andy. The other Andy. All right. Raid. Artwork by Andy. There we go. Starting raid. And let's see. Do I have a raid call? I do. It's queued up. Get that raid call ready. And I gotta get it myself. Okay. And I will see you guys on the other side over at Artwork by Andy, checking out his incredible airbrushing talent. Guys, thank you again very much. If I don't see you tomorrow or Sunday, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. As for me, I'll be back either tomorrow or Sunday. We're going to be doing some video game streaming with Minchie, probably Sunday Fun Day with Minchie on the Arc server. And we'll be back at sculpting, of course, and painting, hopefully, next week. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.